Age 36.
Okay.
Relationship status non-binary.
Okay.
And I can go into detail on what I mean by that.
Yeah, I need an explanation on that. Relationship status non-binary. Where do you get the knowledge from that makes you say, okay, this is how I'm supposed to treat this woman, and this is how she's supposed to treat me?
By understanding of self.
Okay.
Right. And when I say understanding of self, meaning I do self-analysis. I go inside to realize and to figure out who self is. But when we talk about right or wrong, it's really no such thing, right? Because
is it?
It's all based on who's in congregation to agree with it, right? Because if you ask, let's use a mass murderer, for example, not to use that, but in their head, what they're doing is right. And if you get a lot of people that agree with what they're doing, right. So when we say right or wrong, it's contradicting.
I like that.
Right?
I like
so
that.
I don't think I use the word. What I'm saying is right.
Yeah.
I basically using my truth.
Scientific part. It sounds good philosophically to say black people all one. It sounds good. But until you study it, you don't know how true that is.
Right. It really
now,
is.
after you study it and you get a knowledge of stuff, you're like, oh, shit, this a real thing.
Entwined.
Yeah.
Yes.
So another episode of the Don't Be a Viking podcast. Today I got a brother with me now. See, good, valuable life lesson. Sometimes you gotta be more prepared than not, because we supposed to have two other guests flaked or had to reschedule. Hey, cool. Cause look, that's why we always got a good brother that's gonna come through. Now, brother, introduce yourself by name, age, and relationship status.
All right, I go by Musa the Healer.
Okay.
Age 36. Okay. Relationship status non-binary.
Okay.
And I can go into detail on what I mean by that.
Yeah, I need an explanation on that. Relationship status non-binary.
Basically, I don't go with ego identification, meaning I don't go by girlfriend, wife, spouse. All these things are basically ego attachments, things outside of self. So I'm non-binary, meaning I attack relationships with the identification of the person and whoever I'm with, whether that female, it's just me and her.
Okay,
There's
so
no
how do you communicate that? You would just say, I'm with her?
Yeah, I'm with her. I stay in the now.
Okay.
Meaning I don't stay in the past. I don't stay in the future. I stay in the now. So right now, we're identifying with each other. We're together right now.
Okay.
Outside of it, I don't have no control over that. Neither does the girl. So I don't identify with titles.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
So let me ask you this. If somebody was to say, I have a wife.
Right.
And we just gonna really stick with wife because a girlfriend is a premature expression. So if somebody say I got a wife, it's certain connotations that come with it.
Right.
If you say wife, this person probably religious, because outside of religion, you having a wife, you probably don't got as much purpose to legally get married.
Right.
So if somebody say wife or husband, you're probably consider, all right, this person probably believe in God one way, shape, or form.
Attached to a role.
All right. Now, with their role is guidance. It's encapsulated in their role.
Right.
So with you not saying girlfriend or wife or a title like that, what guides you as far as what are my duties to you and what are her duties to me? Do y'all just come up with it as y'all go? What feel right to you? What feel right to her?
When you say duties, you're talking more so into like the roles of the relationship.
Right.
Where the role is for me to be the masculine man I am and her to be the feminine female she is when it comes to roles. And how we entwine together is basically where it's supposed to be. Meaning, if you're asking me, do we set up a preconditioned role or title based off somebody else? Well, no, I don't operate off what somebody else said to do or this should be right. Because those basically building blocks for, disappointment, because nobody has the criteria for every single person.
Yeah.
So when you're talking about roles, I'm looking for a feminine essence and I'm gonna be the masculine presence that she's looking for.
Okay.
Right.
See, when you say masculine and feminine,
right,
do these not suggest those same roles that you saying shouldn't be put on everybody? Like if you say masculine and we start defining masculine.
When I'm speaking masculine feminine, I means the role of gender, female, male, the law of gender.
So do you think certain qualities come with it? Like do certain qualities come with being masculine?
Of course.
Okay.
So when I'm saying the relationship part, I mean the confines of the title. the title solely. So if you're saying wife, right?
Yeah.
The title of a wife. Everybody say wife, but what do they mean when they say wife, right? Because you're a wife don't mean you meet every criteria for a wife. It's just a title attached to what you're presenting yourself to be, right?
Yeah.
So I disassociate with the title and more so identify with the person and the being of who they really are, not the title. So I'm just separating from the title. I understand the roles with them, but I don't do the attachment to the title because the title come with expectations. Expectations are building blocks for failure. So I stay away from the expectations of the titles that's been put on things. Okay. If that makes sense.
So when you don't go off of the traditional guidelines of what it means to be a quote unquote husband or for her what it means to be a quote unquote wife, if you're not going off of society or cultural norms or definitions when you applying these words in your life, or not them words, but applying where them words would stand in your life, and you going off your own definition and understanding, do you not think this will bring trouble?
No, I don't necessarily think I'm going off my own understanding. Okay. Right? I'm taking the ego attachment away from it.
So where do you get your understanding from? Like where do you get the knowledge from that makes you say, okay, this is how I'm supposed to treat this woman, and this is how she's supposed to treat me?
By understanding of self. Okay. Right? And when I say understanding of self, meaning I do self-analysis. I go inside to realize and to figure out who self is, right? Okay. And once I understand who self is for a man, she should be doing the same and understanding who self is as a woman, right? Okay. That's where I go to realize things. And I also, of course, read, I also analyze, I also study. So I unlearn, relearn, and then apply. Okay. So I get my knowledge through learning, and then I apply the things I learned, and that's how I come up with the interpretation of what I'm telling you right now.
I like that. Right. Now, I don't know what I was looking into. I don't know what I was reading. But when you just said that, it just reminded me of one time I had asked myself, I'm like, when people do that, which you should study yourself and you should get an understanding of yourself. Right. But when people do that and only rely on that, the problem I got with that is, if you study your own life, if you have your own experiences, your own values, your own principles, your own biases, your own beliefs, your life looks different from this person's life. Exactly. So if this person on Z and you on A, y'all on the two polar opposite ends. So what might seem right to A seem wrong as hell to Z. Right. Now, when we talk about a lot of stuff in life, a lot of stuff subjective.
Right. I was just gonna say.
But other stuff is objective. Right. Like, hell nah, this is the way. Like, for example, some folks will say, bruh, I'm eating meat is healthy for you. I ain't eating this meat or that meat, but meat in general not unhealthy. Then you say, some folks say, nah, vegetarian the best way to go. Right. Now, is this just subjective, or is it objective truth in this? Now we got to study the biology.
Right. Now you have to, because I'm plant-based.
Yeah, I was just going to say, now if we study the biology, we can, before we even get deep into it, we can stay on surface level. You can tell an animal by the teeth they got. Exactly. If you got sharp-ass teeth, okay, maybe you're supposed to eat meat. Exactly. If you got tiger teeth, maybe carnivore. You should eat the same diet as a tiger. Right. Maybe you should be a carnivore. Right. If you got turtle teeth, right, maybe you should eat the same goddamn diet as a turtle. Right. This basic biology. Yes. Now, if we get into the intestines and all that, all right, bam, if your intestines this length compared to your body size, you should eat
let's go with the intestines. The average carnivore intestines 31 feet long. Yeah. Right? I mean, 7 feet long. Yeah. Ours 31 feet long, right? Yeah. Which means they can bite through food, chew it up, get it on out. Yeah. Us, we got to break it down, marinate it, serenade it, do all them things, and then it still take 30 days for it to process through our system. Yeah. Does that sound like something that's supposed to be in your system or not?
Now, a person who on the polar opposite end, you study with a bias. You're not supposed to, but a lot of people study with a bias. Exactly. You're not going to even study something to challenge what you already believe. Exactly. So the person who on the polar opposite end, they gonna study all the material that makes them believe. Yeah, I told you we can eat some goddamn meat.
It goes all the way back to the ego.
Yeah.
Right? The ego only serves self.
Now,
right?
I say that to say, if your own personal interpretation of life guides you to go further into what you already want to believe, my question to you is, do you not think that same process may go on if you only study self? Because, like, let's say you study self and it leads you to believe A, B, and C is right. This person studies self, it leads them to believe 1, 2, 3 is right. And let's say y'all on two totally opposite ends.
But when we talk about right or wrong, it's really no such thing, right? Because
is it?
It's all based on who's in congregation to agree with it, right? Because if you ask, let's use a mass murderer, for example, not to use that, but in their head, what they're doing is right. And if you get a lot of people that agree with what they're doing, right. So when we say right or wrong, it's contradicted.
I like that.
Right?
I like
so
that.
I don't think I use the word, what I'm saying is right.
Yeah.
I basically using my truth, right?
Okay.
So I don't want to say right or wrong because who's to say what's right or wrong?
See, when you say truth, that's like the same thing. It's like synonymous with saying right, because when somebody say this is true, you saying this is right.
This is my truth.
So when you say my truth, that's like saying it's a subjective truth. So a subjective truth is basically saying, nigga, in the wrong lens, this could be seen as wrong. Now, like you said, the racist people think racism is right. To a certain degree, for their purpose, they right. Racism is right. If you are better than me, if your people better than my people,
subjective.
I say this objective, but I don't even want to go there because I can prove it.
That's a rabbit hole. It's a rabbit hole. Yeah.
So if you better than me, and let's just use a certain topic.
Right.
Let's say fitness. You stronger than me. This objective.
Right.
Can you live more than I can live?
Right.
I bail. If I know that, but the winning criteria is to lift the most.
Yeah.
But I know you stronger than me.
Right.
Okay, if I want to win, nigga, I'ma cheat.
Right.
Whether I gotta put some slippery oil on your weight ball, whatever the hell I gotta do, I'ma cheat.
As opposed to doing the work to become stronger.
Right. I'ma cheat. Now, that's the analogy I can use with racism. They like, nigga, we gonna be racist and we gonna create all these forms of oppression to lower them so we can succeed.
Yeah. So
it worked for them.
Right.
So technically, racist is right for them to achieve what they want to achieve.
Right,
now,
personally.
is racism right in its totality? Now we gotta judge what lens do we see life through. If you believe a God is real, a higher power is real, then you would believe righteousness is real. What is righteousness? Doing unto other people what you want done to yourself.
Right.
Simple as that.
Right.
We can define it in all these philosophical and theological terms. At the end of the day, treat other people like you want to be treated. That's the golden rule. That's the basis of righteousness.
Right. Elevated consciousness.
So if that's the case, then now we got a criteria to judge what is right. So now we can go back to racism and say, are they right? Does it help them achieve their goal? Yes. But is it right? If we judge a life through the lens of you should be righteous, racism not right.
Right.
All right, cool. So going back to the previous point when you was like, a lot of stuff is subjective. So if it's my truth, I got my truth, you got your truth, they got their truth. But on a lot of stuff, we say it's subjective, but it really could be objective. So if you say, I'm just making example purpose. If you say, well, in this relationship, we do X, Y, and Z. And you say, well, we came up with this conclusion off of me studying myself and her studying herself, and this works for us. Okay, cool. But is that objectively right? And I'm going to use an example.
Yeah.
Do you think that it is unrighteous or morally wrong for women to dress promiscuously?
Yes.
Okay. why do you think it's wrong?
Because the attention they get from it.
Okay, now
Right.
if Isaiah says right,
If he says right,
and he say that's his truth, and he got that from studying from himself and his woman, is Isaiah wrong?
No, that's his truth, right? If he's backing his truth up with facts, then that's his truth. But if he's just saying it's right based off his own personal preference because his woman does it, then it's not his truth. It's his own personal biased opinion.
So say if me and you got facts on why he wrong.
Right.
Why that's wrong.
Right.
And he got facts on why that's right.
Right.
Then we would have to sit and dialogue as men and see who wrong and who right.
I don't think you can just agree to. You can always agree to disagree too.
Okay. Now
it's not necessarily
this the problem
right
I got
or wrong
with not correcting them.
Mm-hmm.
Because we all brothers and sisters.
Right.
So, like I said, the golden rule is, and of course you can't force this on nobody.
Oh, of course.
But if the golden rule is I want to treat you like I want to treat myself.
Right.
If I just studied this and I know this is right and this is wrong, as my brother, I want you to get the best life possible that you can. Because if you my brother, if I'm poor as hell, but you rich as hell, I ain't gotta be on no sucker sabotage and bruh, whatever you need, you need a free apprentice for 2 years. Like, bruh, let me work under you, let me learn. You see what I'm saying? Because if you my brother, I want you to win. The more you win, the more we win as black people. The more black people win, the more we continue to win. You see what I'm saying?
That's a logical mindset to have, right?
Exactly.
Right.
So if we got the mindset of I want for my brother what I want for myself, if me and you say, I ain't gonna lie, bro, it's wrong for our women to dress like this for the 1 through 100 reasons. Then Isaiah say, my woman can wear the cheeks out, the titties out, she can do whatever she want to do. I let my woman go have sex with other niggas as long as she come back to me.
Yeah.
If he that type of brother, we should look at him and say, okay, this is our brother. He is a part of our nation, our community. But that's a poisonous ass mindset to have. Right. So we should sit Isaiah down. Hey, bro, look, this garbage of hell. Period. Now, if Isaiah lead that conversation and he like, nigga, I'ma still do it. Nigga, I'm not finna force you to change.
Right, which is why the way it should be, because Isaiah gonna think how Isaiah think.
Right.
All right.
But do you think it is not our responsibility to try to correct him?
Nope. Why would it be our responsibility to correct him? That's my question to you. Why is it your responsibility to correct something outside of you that has nothing to do with you?
Before I answer this question, I'm not trying to change the topic. No. So make sure I remember the question. Before I answer it, I want to make sure we get a basis of our beliefs so I know how to answer the question. You said you're not religious, which is fine. Do you believe there is a God?
I believe, yes, there is a God.
Okay, cool. Now, if I gotta ask one more question. If you believe it's a God, where do you get your interpretation of God from? Is it Bible? Is it Quran? Is it history? Is it?
I mean, that's a deep rabbit hole.
Yeah.
But when I say there is a God, you're looking at him.
I believe it.
Self.
I believe
right?
it.
Consciousness.
Yeah.
Right. What we're searching from is inside. Right. So when I say God, I mean self. And I'm looking at you like I'm looking at me.
And when you say a higher consciousness, yes,
elevated consciousness.
We achieve that through ourselves, through growth. Do you think there is a supreme consciousness outside of individual me and individual you?
Do I believe it's something
supreme,
outside of no?
Not outside of man, not a flown spirit up in the sky.
Right.
But do you think is for example, if we got a basketball team, it's 15 players on here. One of these players is superior. Right. Like on the Lakers, it's only one LeBron. Yes. The rest of you niggas fall in line.
From a physical aspect.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it is a supreme.
Yes, from a physical standpoint.
Okay.
But there's only one as far as consciousness.
Okay.
Right?
I like
and we
it,
all share that same frequency if we elevate enough to get there.
Okay. Right? Okay, cool. We're on the same page now. So to answer your question, why do I feel like it's our responsibility?
Yes.
It's because if we believe that there is a supreme consciousness, if we believe there is a supreme wisdom, from my standpoint, from my studies, I believe that if that supreme one was in that same situation, that supreme one would want to save even the least bit of brothers and sisters.
Want and able are two different aspects, right?
Will the most wise not be able to?
Want, right, and able are two different concepts, though, right? We can want what? We can want an elephant in the room right now, right? But are we able to contain the elephant right now in this room? Want and able are two different concepts, right?
Okay.
We can want the best for our brother all we want, but if our brother don't want that for himself, he ain't gonna get better.
Now, that's a fact.
Right?
But if we want it for him, our desires should lead us to attempting it.
Of
if
course.
we attempt it,
Of course,
and he
if you
say
attempt it,
to
right.
hell with it,
Right.
cool.
I
Isaiah
agree.
gonna do whatever the hell he want to do. And then what we can do is we can document, hey, on this day we talk to Isaiah. Then we look at the timeline 5 years later, Isaiah is divorced and miserable. And then we can look
I
back
agree.
on it and say, we was right.
Right.
You know
I
what I'm
agree.
saying?
I
And now
agree.
we can use this as a case study.
Right.
Nigga, if you want to be like Isaiah,
Yeah.
Isaiah a good brother. I'm just
No,
using him
yeah,
for
we use it
example.
for metaphorically, right? But right, I just the responsibility part is all on Isaiah, right? Like if you been so you can bring somebody to the fountain, right?
Yeah.
But we can't make them drink the water,
Facts.
right? So if
Facts.
you did your due diligence by bringing Isaiah to the light,
Facts.
Isaiah got to step into that light.
Facts.
Though. It's not your
Facts.
responsibility, right?
Excuse
It's that's his and his solely.
Yeah.
That's the part I was saying.
Maybe I missaid it.
Right.
I'm saying our responsibility is to present them the water.
Right,
Not
yeah,
make
yeah,
them drink
exactly.
it.
Yeah,
You see
there
what
we
I'm
go,
saying?
there we go.
Like, I feel like that is our responsibility.
Yes, I agree.
And if we neglect that responsibility, that's hurting the whole.
Right.
I'm a irresponsible and a negligent black man if I can look at other black men and other black women and say, nigga, I know better. You clearly don't know better because
Nah,
you
right.
living wrong. But nigga, if you, I'm up,
No.
you down, nigga,
No.
I'm good.
Right.
Yeah, like if we had that type of mindset as
can't grow.
black men and women,
We won't grow.
We won't
and
grow.
And I feel like that's the state we in as a whole now.
yeah,
that
we are.
mindset right there. Right.
It's I like how you said gaining the knowledge of self.
Right.
Because once you gain a knowledge of self, you see how much of a collective unit we all are. When you don't have a knowledge of self, you don't understand the scientific part. It sounds good philosophically to say black people all one. It sounds good. But until you study it, you don't know how true that is.
Right. It really
Now,
is.
after you study it and you get a knowledge of self, you're like, oh, shit, this
We
a real
all
thing.
entwined.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now you say, okay, now if I see the other brother down, oh, damn, I really feel the desire. Like I really got the urge.
Right.
To
Right. Especially
help
if it's
this
a brother that want to be helped.
Facts.
Right.
Facts.
Right. Because I see myself when I see that brother.
Yeah.
Right. And if I want hurt or harm myself, why would I hurt or harm
Facts.
that brother? Right. So that's the connection. That's the oneness in there.
Bro, I just made a video the other day. Matter of fact, I don't even want to tell you the topic. I actually want to see your own thought process on it. So, matter of fact, how long is we just going? That's damn near enough to cut this episode short. We just gonna leave this topic at this. Look, y'all, we finna open up this next topic. I would say the topic, but I don't want to say it yet because I want to just hit them with it. So look, we're gonna end this right here. Y'all go bam, end this video, hop right to the next video. We finna hop into the next topic. Bam, we finna get right into it.